Mobile game executive receives a life sentence in prison. Paralyzed man in wheelchair plays video games with his mind. And the upcoming Diablo 4 patch that could change everything. All this and more. Stay tuned for the latest in gaming news. So just when you thought mobile gaming couldn't get any more toxic, we have a story coming out of Beijing, China, about a former executive from Yuzu Games who is being sentenced to death on Friday in the 2020 poisoning of the founder of the high-profile Chinese gaming company, Yuzu Games, which is apparently known for Game of Thrones, Winter is Coming mobile game, which I've never heard of, and The Three Body Problem, which is a Netflix TV show. Apparently they make this game, which has no gameplay footage, just 2 cinematic trailers, another pay-to-win, paywalled gambling gacha and FOMO game. Sounds about right, coming from a mobile game studio. And The Three Body Problem is a Chinese TV show. They're making an adaptation for English, so they're just refilming it in English. The Chinese fans of The Three Body Problem are not happy about it. Zhu Yao poisoned the food of company founder Lin Qi in December of 2020. Apparently there was a dispute over how to run the business. Lin, who was 39, died about 10 days later. Police detained Zhu for a few days after Lin's death. 4 other people were sickened but did not die after Zhu poisoned beverages in the offices between September and December 2020 because of disputes with them. So this guy was not happy. He was an executive who was not happy about how his partners were running the business, I guess, and he decided to slowly poison them for months. That's wild. I can't imagine. There's no details here, but that's pretty crazy. So this is interesting. I think this is probably why he poisoned them. In September 2020, the company granted Netflix the right to produce an adaptation of the trilogy, Chinese state media reported at the time. So this guy was probably upset that they sold the rights to The Three Body Problem. They licensed it out to Netflix to make an English version of it. That's my guess. So I originally read that as he was getting life in prison, but he's getting the death sentence. So apparently in China, they had the death sentence. Watch out. This story is really cool. 29-year-old Nolan Arba, a quadriplegic, says brain implant has allowed him to play chess and Civilization on his PC using his mind. So this guy's a quadriplegic sitting in a chair, and he just sits there, and because of this Neuralink implant he's got, which looks like this, I guess they somehow stick that in his head by using a surgical robot. Look at this. Look how futuristic this stuff is.
One of the first times y'all gave me complete control over this, I actually stayed up until, geez, I don't know, like 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6. It was worth it, I guess is the best way to put it.
And some good news coming from the Diablo 4 team. They're coming out with an itemization rework update. They're going to be having a public test starting on April 2nd and will run through till April 9th. Just some of the things very quickly I want to summarize for you that I noticed and thought that this was a pretty good update. They're saying that a lot of those weird affixes that you were seeing on items, they're just going to be removed from the game. I don't even need to explain to you guys which ones I mean. You guys already know. Legendary and unique items will now be tradable, so you and your friends can share those legendaries and uniques that you find. All legendary aspects can now be found in the Codex of Power, so you don't have to go from dungeon to dungeon to unlock them just showing up. They're introducing something called tempering, which is a crafting system that allows you to add affixes to your items. This is straight up ripped from Last Epoch. Since I just did a playthrough of that game, I noticed that straight away. They call it forging in that game, but it's identical. Right down to the can reroll affixes up to the item's tempering durability. In Last Epoch, it's the same thing. They just call it forging. Greater affixes, more powerful versions of normal affixes. 1.5 multiplier on the affixes max roll. So same thing in Last Epoch. They have exalted items. It's just one of the affixes on the item will have a high number rolled onto the stat. Then they have something called masterworking, which basically after you've tempered your item and all that stuff, you got like a nice item you want to keep for your build, they're going to let you roll higher numbers on all those affixes. I know Last Epoch has like a glyph or a rune or something that will randomly roll the numbers to be higher or lower depending on your luck. But that's pretty cool. There's also a lot of other changes. I'll leave the link down below in the description if you're interested to see the notes. Anyways, thanks for watching my 3 little stories that I didn't think deserved their own video.